This guided session is for when you really feel the need to challenge yourself more in your work. Is your performance at work plateauing? Can you really see that there's an upward trajectory, like how much you're growing at work? I mean, think about it. The degree to which you challenge yourself in your next task will set your trajectory for growth. If you don't challenge yourself right now, you're going to keep doing things the same way, and perhaps even just practicing the same old mistakes. Now think about the task you're about to do. Perhaps you've been doing it for a while, maybe months or years. Ask yourself, am I really getting better at this task? Can I say that I've been deliberately, intentionally refining how I go about doing this? Because if we've made the best use of deliberately shaping ourselves in the past, we'd be perhaps much better right now at how we do this. And the challenge you're facing right now in this task is precisely the best challenge for you. It's there, waiting for you to engage it by challenging yourself, to shape the task, stretch yourself. It's always possible to improve the way you go about doing this task. You have to dream a little about what mastery of this task would look like. And it's not about being perfect, or much less about being a perfectionist. I think perfectionism is just a game people play with themselves, so that they force themselves to exert more effort. It's also strenuous. But what we're talking about here is the opposite. Using your intelligence, not your willpower, to creatively discover ways of improving how you go about doing this task. The best way to engage a challenge is with our intelligence. So think of a role model, or think of you, perhaps at your best, doing this task with mastery and ease, with so much mastery that you make it look easy. It's not enough to keep doing things the same old way. Sometimes it's helpful to think of imagining what would it be like to do this task for the very first time, trying to do it as well as possible. What would it look like to be so good at this task that you would be an expert and you could write a book on it? Now, there are many ways of actively challenging ourselves, and they're all good. Think of the goals you're trying to achieve in this task. Are they really high enough? Would you really have to perform at your best or just beyond your personal best to really attain these goals? Do they stretch you? You can think of finishing a task sooner or doing more, yes. But the most important thing is to do it better. But there's always a way to do things sooner, more, better. Quality is more important than quantity, until quality maxes out, if that's even possible. Think of your strategy for how you go about this task. Could you make it more simple, more elegant, and more challenging? A process, a kind of a philosophy for how you go about doing this task. How could you bring more challenge into the steps of this task? Are there any good steps that you know should be there but you're leaving out? Would they improve the quality of the work? The right attitude towards challenge always protects us from being overwhelmed and anxious. We always strive just beyond our personal best. It's like a pole vaulter, setting the bar just 1 centimeter higher than their best record. There's a sweet spot in how to challenge yourself, where it's maximally motivating. And if you learn how to do this in each task, you can attain flow at will. And you can stay in flow through more and more of your day. Challenge is the secret to flow. And if you challenge yourself even a small amount in this next task, and in the next one, and in the next one, you will be on a solid trajectory of growth.